Sherrod Show as well as a live production of the show. I really appreciate all you all support from the episodes we have. We have some great ones coming up as well as ones that are currently trending on YouTube. So make sure you support, spread the word as well. It's time to go back to work. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, for our Saturday conversation with Christopher, the poet, the author, the man himself. He's looking to save the world. Now, Christopher, you have a couple poems you want to read to us, well, that I suggested. So tell me the title of the first one.
Yeah, so the first one, as I mentioned, and this is a bit of a trigger warning for folks, I have had a lot of mental health issues throughout my life. But this one is called Letter to My Younger Self. It's a very short poem. It's about seeing how surviving and moving on with your life helped.
Take it away.
Thank you. This one's called, it's very short, but it's called Letter to My Younger Self. See, aren't you glad you didn't go through with it? Look how everything changed since then.
Nice. Nice. Very short letter, but very effective.
I have one more if that's okay.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. What's the title of this one?
This one, so I'm 32 years old, and this is kind of like, the title is 32, and you'll kind of get the idea as I read it. It's a little bit longer, but we'll go with it.
Take it away.
Thank you. 32. I have felt everything I will ever feel. I have felt the shame of my actions, the pride for the blood in my veins, the discontent for my civilization. I have felt the warmth of love and the heat of hatred from those around me, friends, family, strangers, lovers. I have earned the right to cry, pain that can make one regret ever being born. I have endured accepting my identity, the loves I will have for myself and others, for better or worse, desires only my body can accept or approve. I have felt the preface to my life in 32 years. From here on, my life will be a rerun. A season returning for a second time, the one where I grow.
Wow, that's some deep stuff, man. Chris, where can they purchase your book again?
Yeah, so it's available through all retailers. It's available through Amazon, through Barnes & Noble, your local independent bookstore, the website bookshop.org. I also set up a TikTok shop, so if you happen to see it on TikTok, you can go purchase it there. But yeah, it's available in both physical format and ebook on Kobo.
Now, Chris, for those who are watching and they want to reach out to you through social media, where can they do it?
You can easily reach out on my Instagram. My handle, I'll spell it out for you, is CHSORIPALMA.
It's on the monitor. Right. You don't see it on the monitor. That's fine.
Yes, of course.
Great. Christopher, we thank you so much for stopping by on the show. Good luck to you. Continue changing lives. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Christopher Soriano Palma. There we go. Stopping by on the Sherrod Show. We really appreciate that. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the lovely Riley, the songstress herself, stopping by the show, talking about her latest LP as well as what she has coming up. I'm Sherrod. We'll be right back right after this. And thank you all, YouTube world. You heard it from Chris. Make sure you buy his book. Support what he's doing. Chris, go ahead and hold it up real close to them.
This is good.
Definitely really appreciate him stopping by on the show as well. If you want to support the show, you can always Cash App the Sherrod Show or Zelle at SherrodSend@gmail.com. It's right there in your link. All right, Chris, we're all set. We're good. We're ready for Riley. We're ready for Riley.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.
It's an honor. It's an honor having you on.
Nice. Oh, you?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Riley, ready for
How are you, Jessica? You good?
Yeah, thank you.
Good. How are you, YouTube world? So much going on. Tell me what the next guest you want to see in the Sherrod Show that I haven't had on it before. So you tell me who the next guest you feel you want to have on the show, and we'll work to have them on the show. This is what we do here. And then also, if you have any questions or comments about the show, by all means, we would love to address your comments, questions, and things like that. Make sure you check out some of the new episodes we have, like Jerry Butler now playing. I just posted the Irina Voronina episode today. Check it out. And one very interesting one episode that is currently trending as well is with Paul Alex. 13 years in prison, served his time, now he's a multimillionaire. You want to definitely check that one out as well. Well, it looks like my team is ready for me, so it's time to jump back in it. You ready, Randy?
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I sure hope it's warm and cozy where you are. We were just speaking to Chris, the poet, the author as well. I hope you enjoyed his segment. Make sure you purchase his book. He's doing big things, and he's trying to save the world by one pen stroke at a time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful young lady to my left is a singer. She's also a producer, and she's been doing it for many, many years. She's snazzy, and she has so much to talk about. First time on the show, our show, the lovely Riley. Welcome to the show, young lady. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
It's an honor having you on the show. You look a little nervous. You okay over there?
No, I'm not nervous. You said I was a producer. I was like, no, I've never produced.
She produces great music, don't you?
Thank you.
See there, that's what I do.
I don't want to take credit.
Well, you know, when you produce great music like you do, then everybody is entitled. But if you don't produce great music, I'll just call you a singer. All right, so welcome to the show, Riley. Tell us a little bit about what got you started to become a singer.
I think it was when this is funny because my aunt, she's a singer, and she used to sing with the Mighty Clouds of Joy. She used to go on tour. It's like this gospel group, and I used to always see her sing. And my mom, she used to throw like these like events, and she'd throw like these live showcases. And I used to be all glitzy-eyed when I'd go, and I was like, I want to do this. This looks fun.
Now, how old were you at the time?
I was like 8, and then, you know, as I was a teenager, I started seeing like the live shows. My mom used to let me come to the ones that were like age appropriate, so I would be so excited. So I'd say I was about like 14, 15 when I first got to go.
So now, when did you know that, you know, I want to sing and I'm going to make this my profession?
Yeah, when I was about 15. Yeah, when I was 15. I wanted to, so I started off like doing extra work as a kid. So my mom, I was like, please, like, let me do this. So she signed me up, got me a work permit to act, and my first like show was Medium. It's like an old show. So I started there. And then my mom's like, okay, you want to do music? So I went to a music school. My first college was Musicians Institute in Hollywood. And yeah.
What do they teach you? How to sing, how to produce, what do they do?
I honestly feel like they can't. It's weird because you think you go to a music school and they teach you all of that, but they really don't. Like, it's more like a networking thing. They kind of teach you how to network. They teach you, like, you learn how to read music, and then most importantly, you learn how to make music. That's really what MI was more about. It was more about renting the studio, getting a band, learning how to book your own shows, learning how to just, because you know, back in the day, it was more about like knowing how to do everything and being a well-rounded artist. So that's what MI kind of did for me as a kid. I learned how to be a well-rounded artist, not just one-dimensional, and it teaches you, hey, you get a vocal coach for an hour, you get studio time for 6 hours, so you have to get this done in 6 hours. You get to go to the live performance workshop classes where you have to perform a song that you don't know, but you have to perform it. So you get on stage, and there's students who play in the band, and then there's students who are sitting in the audience, and they're watching you, so you kind of have to figure out how you're going to own the stage and maneuver around the stage early. So by the time you're already trying to make it your profession, it's like, you know it. So you're not like afraid or like thrown in the music business and then just like.
Now, it teaches you how to play an instrument too in music.
So if you want to learn, like we had like my first quarter in the school, we had keyboard lessons. I kind of already knew because my aunt bought me a piano when I was like a kid. But yeah, if you want to learn guitar, they have like intro classes and stuff like that. If you want to learn keys, I'm not sure how it is now. It's been years, but yeah, it was fun.
Very good. Now, when it comes to the industry, when did you get your first music record deal, or when did you get, out there as an artist?
Out there. When did I get out there? I'd say when I was really young, like 19. Yeah.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
When I was 19, I was doing shows at the House of Blues. My vocal coach, her name was Mama O, so she was a real like strong blues singer, and we learned how to kind of like get in there. And then I interned for this producer at Epic Records, and then that was cool because I learned like in the studio, like where they had like this artist, I forgot her name, she was so amazing. She was great, and you kind of got to see how the sessions go. They have the people coming, bringing the food, and I got to see all of that. So that was kind of like when I was in there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting because when it comes down to like being in the music industry and things, there's a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of times artists really never feel like they've made it because they always working on their craft. Do you share that same sentiment?
Absolutely. There's no end. You're always like I tell people there was like, what are your goals for music? And I never know how to answer that because it's like I just want to be able to do what I love. I don't really have a plan. And ultimately, when the ups and downs hit you, you kind of have to just go with the flow. And that's like the biggest thing, like just going with the flow all the time.
One thing that's interesting. One thing that's interesting about the music industry is I remember I had a friend. He was a record producer. He said, "You better off selling drugs than you are being in the music industry because it's a dirty business."
Oh, very, very dirty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for those who just joined us, we're speaking to the lovely Riley, the songstress. She's going to be singing later on the show, but when we come back, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to find out who's her favorite artist, top 5 of all time. I'm Sherrod. We'll be right back, right after this. And you all, if you have any questions, anything popping up? We'd love to address any questions you may have. Any comments? No stalkers either, right?
No.
Okay, so I'll make sure that. All right. That's a whole different YouTube page.
Someone did say bless y'all.
Bless y'all. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that. How many's on the live now?
Currently 3, but I think the highest was like 12.
Okay. Good. All right. And we're ready. You good, Riley?
Yeah.
All right. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, for our Saturday conversation with the lovely Riley, talking about her career as well as being in the industry. Now, Riley, everybody gets their inspiration oftentimes. Like when you sing, who do people normally say you sound like, or your style is like?
That is so funny. I get a million different things. No one's ever told me one thing. Someone told me Purity Ring is like an old EDM like band. I've gotten obviously I've gotten like the Britney Spears. I get Rihanna. I've gotten Victoria Monet. I've gotten Nobody. Like it's so many different people, and it's so funny because no one ever says one thing. It's never consistent. No.
That means you're multi-talented. That means you're so talented that people can just see you in so many different vernaculars. That's very impressive.
Maybe so.
Very impressive. Now, when it comes down to your favorite artists, I know you can't. It's hard to narrow them down to just 5. But who jumps out to you as your top 5?
My top 5 of all time. Okay, so I'll say Donna Summers. Number 2 that I listen to still to this day would be Britney Spears. I love Britney Spears. Kanye West is, unfortunately, he's number 3. And then 4, I'll say Rihanna. I love a lot of Rihanna's older pop music. Don't really like her R&B, but yeah, I love her pop music. And then number 5.
The first one, Donna Summer, is old school. That's really cool, Donna Summer. So you're an old soul, huh?
Maybe.
I love that. So
Maybe.
So who's your five? Your fifth one?
My fifth one would have to be Paramore. Haley Williams. Yeah, that's my fifth one.
You're rocking out. I think the audience agrees with you as well. That's pretty impressive. So now, you're gonna be singing the song later on, but before you do, where can people purchase your music?
Oh yeah, so you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Audio Mac, whatever your happy medium is. You can follow me at Riley the Immortal on all platforms, and what else? Yeah, have fun.
Now, do people still buy out LPs? So do they still make music in LPs?
I don't know.
No, it's like download from Spotify. Right? I'm old school. I'm looking for an LP to put it in or so. That's shame on me.
I'm crying. I mean, streaming is so much easier. You
No,
can
but I
listen
like to have something in
whenever
my
you want.
hand. I want to have something in my hand so when you grow up, they wouldn't recognize. I mean, these young ones who are filming the show, some of them were born in like 2020, right? Was it 2020, 2021? I mean,
2020.
they're very probably
That's like 5 years ago.
They're so young, but they're babies. But you remember growing up in the 80s, you open the album up, Michael Jackson, you can read about the artists and stuff like that. You remember that?
Kinda.
Stop it, Riley. Stop it.
Like, even when I was a kid, I wasn't reading anything. Like, I was just listening to the music.
Well, you were
Looking
born in
at them
99.
online.
I'm talking about this big difference. Big difference. I got to bring older crowd. I'll talk about it with Mama Boo. She'll understand what Mama Boo.
I'm crying.
Stop it. She's brutal. Brutal. Well, Riley, we thank you so much for stopping by the show. She will be on later on to sing for us as well. The lovely Riley, thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate that she's doing her thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we come back. We're going to have somebody more closer to my age category to talk about 8 tracks and CD players and LPs. The lovely Mama Boo right after this.
Oh my gosh.
So we're getting Mama Boo now?
Is there a bathroom?
Yes, it's in the hall. Leave the door.
We appreciate you all in the YouTube world. Hoping you all enjoying the show. Is there anybody there, guys?
One person.
One person. Don't leave one person. Don't leave. Well, we thank you so much. And definitely going to be more episodes on location. So you don't want to miss that. Just make sure you subscribe. You always follow us. And you like hitting coming in the door.
I'll get the key to the restroom.
There you go. There you go. Welcome your questions and comments. For those who want to comment or question, we definitely welcome that as well. Lovely Mama Boo is stepping in the building. Mama Boo is in the building. Look out now. And we are going back into work. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrard Show. I'm your host, Sherrard. Having a wonderful time today on the show. We just had the lovely Riley on the show. Now we have our featured guest. This young lady is an activist. She's been helping people with their rights for many years. She's written a few books, actually. It's been a long time coming, but this is her first time on the Sherrard Show. The lovely Mrs. Mama Boo. Welcome, young lady. How are you?
I'm good in yourself.
I'm good. I love your outfit. Now, that's military.
Yes.
Now, tell me about the outfit.
The outfit today is actually my daughter's retirement party. My daughter is retiring as of 2 days from now from the Navy at age 23.
Congratulations.
So I'm excited. She's medically retiring from the Navy at 23 years old.
Very good. Now, Mama Boo, you come most recommended to the show, and it's an honor having you on. And after reading about and learning about who you are and what you do, it's really huge having you on. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, real quick, growing up in Los Angeles, Anthony's Park area to be exact, I was a kid that was illiterate. Started gang banging more to get revenge for my father's death. The typical mother on drugs type environment. However, my mother never lived pillow to post, so me and my brother was stable. But for years, up until maybe about 4 or 5 years now, she's been on drugs my whole life. Up until medically, she was no longer able to be on drugs.
So now, what was life growing up in, you grew up in South Central?
Yes.
Now, what was life growing up in South Central? Was it in the 80s?
Yes, I am an 80s baby, so yes.
See that?
It was
Told y'all.
growing up. It was a lot of lack of communication, lack of love, lack of support, just lack.
Mhm.
It was a lot of lack of food, lack of clothes, different things like that. So it was a lot of lack of.
So what did it do for you? Like a lot of people, would turn to drugs. A lot of people would, blame the system, become rebellious. But you've overcome that. But what was the journey like?
As far as in overcoming it, it took me until I had my children to overcome it. Their life meant more to me than gang banging, but I did fall into the gang banging atmosphere and was doing very well at it at that time.
Very
But
good at gangbanging.
yes.
Wait a minute now. I've never heard that before. And I've had some of the toughest gangbangers on the show. And when you say very good at it, that means you were a master drive-by at it?
No, I wasn't driving anything. I was the one. So, with saying that, I mean, it's very rare that women of my stature, as far as in the gangbang world, even talk about it. So it's rare that you would have one of us sitting here talking about it. But however, I feel that my story and my journey is something that helps me heal with the young girls that I mentor.
Very good, very good. Now, when you see, I know you've seen so much. You seem like the type of young lady that your life should be in a movie. Is it going to be in a movie?
Yes, I'm working on that right now.
Who's going to play you?
I don't know. I would want my daughter to play me, but I think that I want my daughter to play me once I have children in the movie.
Oh.
So I think she'll play that role, but I will have to get me a young little spicy little youngster that makes me feel like me.
You spicy? No.
Very. I know y'all. Like I just look like this now.
Sweet as pie. Now, when you look at programs or TV series like Snowfall, does that resemble like your female version of what your life was?
To be honest, I really don't look at TV no more. For like the last 5 or 6 years, I really haven't been looking at TV. I've been more on a spiritual journey with healing myself and educating myself. Like I said to you, I grew up, couldn't read or write. On the reverse side, my daughter graduated 20 years to the date with a 3.8 GPA from high school, and my high school diploma is a lie because I was not up to par academically to get the high school diploma. But so for the most part, these couple of years, I've been more into with myself and trying to figure out what my purpose is and listening to my spirit and going down those roads. So the TV, I didn't cut that off.
Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for those who just joined us, we're talking to a lovely Mama Boo. She has a very interesting story she's telling. You better make sure you join us on YouTube. You're missing something great on this young lady speaking. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about her books. And then also, we actually got the gun she used. No, but we'll be right back right after this. You good, young lady?
I'm good.
How
I'm
many
good. I
books
can talk all day. I have two.
Okay, very good.
This one came out the end of December, and this one just came out. That right there is very controversial. It's Gangsta Girl. Yes. How we're more powerful and potent than a male gangster.
You're a bad woman. Okay, we'll go back on. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, having our Saturday conversation with our featured guest, the lovely Mama Boo. And she is delivering. She has so much to talk about. We actually got to do a part 2 on her because she needs a whole show dedicated to her. We're just scratching the surface and the tip of the iceberg as well. Now, Mama Boo, you actually have 2 books in your hand. Can I see one of them?
Yes.
Now, this book right here is As a Black Woman, How to Listen to Your Spirit and Love Our Black Baby Girls. Tell us a little bit about this book.
This book right here is my upbringing and the lack of and the trauma that I went through. And it takes us into who I am right now, why I stand 10 toes on helping the black girls in my community. Because one thing about it, the black girls of our community is the most vulnerable demographics across the world. So my thing is to make sure that I am to them who I needed when I was out there with no guidance. So that right there kind of show you and teach you a little bit about who I am and how did I get to where I'm at with my baby girls.
Very good. Now you have a second book. Now where can this be purchased?
Amazon.
Buy this book. It looks great. I'm sure both copies are for me. We'll talk about that after the show. Now what is the next one? Female Gangsta Girl.
That right there is the perspective of a female gangster. So I would tell you guys to buy this book right here because as a female, you know, you have a lot of books out there pertaining to the male's perspective of gang banging. There's no women, especially African American women, that's speaking what it is that we done went through as far as in a male dominated group or demographic. We don't really speak on that. So I am the first female gangster that wrote a book about how we really feel.
You know she's a gangster, because see, I'm from Chicago. When they do like that, that's gangster. That's gangster. Now, this book is available also where?
Amazon.
Now, where can someone get an autographed copy?
You say where?
Yeah, I mean, can they get an autographed copy for you?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. Now, when you look at a movie, for example, you get the like the Boys in the Hood. You get the Menace to Society. You get the other one with Jada Pinkett with Robin Banks, and things like that.
What was that movie?
With
Queen Latifah. And, yeah.
It'll come to me. It'll come to us in a second. Help us in the comments. But what film or one of those movies, what resembles your life the most? You would say
None.
None. Really?
None.
So, is there a film out there I didn't list the name that resembles your life?
I don't want to compare myself to any and nobody because I'm my own person, being a female in a male-dominated world, being as potent as I am. As far as in different gifts that I have from rapping to as now writing, coming from someone that couldn't read or write to now writing books, graduate out of college. I don't think that there is a story that's out there that's similar to mine. So I wouldn't compare myself to nobody. I'm me.
Mm-hmm. So now, you rap, you said as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have music that's out.
Really? Now let's talk about that. Stop holding out on me, Mama B. Now tell us a little, Mama Boo. Now tell us a little bit about your career.
Where I just basically picked it back up 20 years later. I was a fluent rapper, like snatching the mics out of guys' hand back in the day in the hood parties. But I got pregnant with my daughter and I stopped a lot of different things. But my music is found on my YouTube channel. I have 2 songs on there, Ain't Playing With It and Bloody Marys so far. So I'm just now starting to drop my music. I have maybe about 12 songs that I haven't dropped yet. But but I have so much going on. My main focus is these little young black girls in the community at my building where I mentor them.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. You have an incredible story that you're speaking about. And it seemed like you're on. You feel like you've fully redeemed from your childhood, or you're still on the road to redemption?
I'm still on the road. I believe that when I meet with my girls, I'm healing myself. And I just came to that conclusion maybe about 5-6 months ago, to where when I leave from them, I'm so regenerated. It's like I'm replenished. And at the same time, they've made me feel emotions that I've never felt before. I don't know if I want to cry, if I want to laugh, because they got to tell Miss Boo everything at the beginning of our sessions. So I feel like that I'm healing myself, and I didn't know that that's what I was doing with what I'm doing.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Wow. And you still have a sweetness about you.
Yes, I'm a woman. I'm a lady.
There we go. This beautiful young lady was actually referred to me by Reggie Wright Jr., whose episode is now trending on the Pure Essence Television Network, YouTube. You don't want to miss that. So any final thoughts to those out there?
I would say to you guys, listen to your spirit first and foremost. If you're a young girl or a young man that's out there that feel like you like to play drums, or you like to read, or you like to draw, or you like to do poetry, do that. Do not let no outside people speak to you and talk you out of who you are and what your purpose is by God. And another thing, local nonprofits such as mine, help them. We need help, so help them.
What's your nonprofit?
Live Your Life. And you guys could Live Your Life Up, LIVEYOLIFE32.org.
Mama Boo, thank you very much for stopping by the show. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Make sure you buy her book. It's right there on your monitor. You don't want to miss that as well. She will be giving me some autographed copies of the book. I guarantee you on that. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have the lovely Riley singing to get us on home safely. Riley will be right back right after this. I'm Sherrod. Thank you, darling. We're going to